Darling, I just got to our suite, and you aren't here. I thought you said you were skipping swimming to take a nap.
Yeah, but I changed my mind.
You sure that's it?
Of course it is. Why would you even ask that?
Because you've been acting weird since our first night here, and we ran into Penelope.
I told you to let that go.
She's your ex, Penelope, isn't she?
Don't go there right now.
Why shouldn't I? You've been acting weird. You barely said a full sentence to me since then. It's our honeymoon, for crying out loud. We should be enjoying this experience.
You think I don't know it's our honeymoon? And we are having a good time. It's a beautiful resort.
I don't care for any of that. I just want us to enjoy it together.
We're here together, aren't we? I'm failing to see the problem here.
We haven't even had one meal together since we arrived. You always loved eating with me, and now you avoid it at all cost. I'm asking you again, who is Penelope?
No one, just a random stranger we ran into in the lobby.
If she's indeed a random stranger, then how does she have such an impact on you? You haven't been yourself since.
If I said she's a nobody, then accept that.
This wasn't how I imagined my honeymoon going. If I did offend you, I'm sorry.
Baby, you did nothing wrong. I'm just out making some work calls. See you soon.
You always say that, but then you don't come back until it's past 11 p.m.
Let's not start something out of nothing. Plus, there's a ton of activities you can participate in if you get bored. Emily, do tell me why I just ran into Jordan in the lobby. What on earth is my older brother doing here?
I see now you're up for having conversations.
Don't play games with me. I asked you a question.
I called him to come over.
You know how strained my relationship with my older brother is, and yet you still called him over? Have you forgotten we're on our honeymoon?
That's rich coming from you, who's also seemed to forget that Jordan is still my best friend.
I don't know what you're playing at, but it isn't funny. You shouldn't have invited Jordan over. Tell him to leave right this instant.
You do not order me around.
I'm serious, Emily.
So am I.
Hey, I just checked into my room and guess who I ran into in the lobby?
Sean?
I see you haven't lost your psychic powers.
More like Sean told me.
I see.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. Anything for my best friend?
I'll see you in a few minutes. Let's meet at the poolside.
Deal.
Hey. Hi. Sorry, who's this? Penelope. Oh, hi. How'd you get my contact? I asked Sean for it the other day when we ran into each other at the lobby. Oh yeah, what's up? Nothing really. I saw you at the poolside last night with Jordan, and I was wondering if you could introduce me to him. You're sure your husband wouldn't mind? George? Oh, George won't mind. He barely knows what's going on these days. His health isn't getting any better, you know. If it's okay with George, then sure I can. Good. Would today work for you? That's a bit sudden. I know, but why wait, right? Right. We can all meet up in an hour or so. Just enough time for me to get ready. Okay then.
Let me take you out to dinner.
Why this sudden change of heart?
Nothing. I just want to eat a meal with you. We're married, after all. It's not a difficult task.
I didn't say it was a difficult task. I just have other engagements tonight.
It's our honeymoon. What other engagement could you have?
That isn't pertinent.
You're going to dinner with Jordan, aren't you?
Why do I sense a hint of accusation in your tone?
So I'm right.
And if you are?
You're blowing off your husband?
No, I'm merely giving him a taste of his own medicine. Surely my dear husband must remember what occurred merely a few days ago?
So you're getting back at me?
No, shallow and petty of me. I'm merely gonna have dinner with my best friend.
And I'm your husband.
You seem to forget that I knew Jordan long before I knew you, and we wouldn't have met if not through Jordan. But do have a good evening.
Emily.
Did you see the person who dropped the package off at your room? Oh no, I didn't. The doorbell rang, and before I got there, the person was gone. I only checked the parcel and saw your name on it, so I decided to inform you. Oh, why do you ask? Oh, it's nothing, okay? You sure about that? Yeah, I am.
What were the contents of the package?
Copies of the signed document.
How were you able to get that?
Sean didn't think to change the location, even after she signed it.
Wow.
But that makes things better for us.
Have you drafted the second contract?
Yes, I have. I'll give it to you later.
Okay, that's out of the way now. On to the next thing.
You know what to do. Hi, girl. Hey, have you figured out the issue with the package switch up? Oh, don't worry about that. It was nothing. Alright, so what's up then? Nothing. I'm just lonely in my suite. Oh, isn't George around? Yeah, he is, but I don't enjoy his company. Why's that? Just between us. Sure, you can tell me anything. George has dementia, and this trip was his last wish. That's so sad. Not really, I couldn't care less. Oh, I'm really tired of having to take care of him all the time. It's exhausting. You'll be fine. Yeah, in a few months, all this will be nothing but a distant memory. What do you mean? Don't worry about that. George is awake now. Okay. Talk to you later. I just got another mystery package. Again? That's weird. It's important. How can I figure out who's been delivering this? Perhaps you can ask the front desk? I'll phone them now. Let me know how it goes. Yeah, I will.
How much longer do I need to keep this act up?
Just up until tomorrow. Once you can get her to sign those documents, it'll be all over, and we'll leave this resort.
Tomorrow can't come any faster.
Everything has to go well. Everything we've worked for is counting on tomorrow.
I understand that more than you know, and I'll make sure everything is done smoothly.
I trust you will.
Also, shouldn't we discuss what happened the other night?
Nothing happened.
We can't keep avoiding it.
After we're done with all this, then we can talk about the kiss we shared.
Alright. Hey baby.
What's up?
I know you're pissed.
Why would you think that?
We haven't spent much time together at all on this trip.
Where's this coming from?
I don't know, I just don't like how we spent the trip.
Oh, now you realize.
Let's just put it behind us?
No, thank you.
Don't be difficult. Emily?
Hello, I'm Emily, Sean's wife.
Hello.
Oh, thank God. I didn't think you were going to respond because Penelope told me you were in bed sick.
Yeah, but I'm feeling much better now.
That's great news.
Is there a reason why you couldn't send me a text?
Oh, yes. I want to discuss something with you. It's about your wife.
Penelope, you have my full attention.
There's no way to sugarcoat this. Penelope is Sean's ex, and she's planning on getting back together with him.
Look, woman, you don't get to message me to insult my wife, okay?
Just hear me out.
No, I won't even condone this. If you're having issues with your husband, then you need to fix that.
If you don't believe me, here's the proof of how they were planning to elope together.
This is fabricated.
It's not. Look closely, and you'll see her signature in the document.
Well, I'm planning on doing this after all I've done for her.
I didn't believe my husband was capable of this either.
Thanks for letting me know. I had my suspicions that something was off.
I'm so sorry you had to find out this way.
Thank you once again.
Sure. You are behind all this. Be more specific, Penelope. Suddenly, it all makes sense. The letters, the mails I kept getting threatening to expose me to George. Those were from you. I trusted you. Oh, come on, you didn't. Before Jordan arrived, you were ready to sink your gold-digging claws into Sean. I can't believe you'd do something like this. You mean, you thought of me as naive, and you're surprised that I outsmarted you. One look at you, and I could tell that you didn't feel anything toward Sean, but unfortunately, Sean couldn't see that. He loved you, and was ready to ruin me for you. We're both women. We both know how hard it is to earn a living as a woman. I had to take what I got. No, there are other ways to earn an honest living. No, there are other ways to earn an honest living, Penelope. You can't reap where you did not sow. And now George would know too. I wonder how his fragile heart will take to your betrayal. No, please. Let's leave George out of this. I'm afraid it's too late for that. I've kept it in, stayed by his side, and taken care of him while he's sick. You have no idea what it's like. You didn't do it out of the goodness of your heart. You did it with the mindset of using him as your retirement plan. So that once he dies, all his estate goes to the good-hearted widow who was with him during his last days. And what difference does it make? It makes all the difference, and perhaps you should go and check and be sure George hasn't left.
Emily, where are you? We need to talk. I just asked the front desk and was told you checked out. That's not true, right?
I'm afraid it's true, darling.
You can't leave. We need to talk.
We're talking now, aren't we?
Even though you can't see me, I'm on my knees begging you not to do this to me.
Do what exactly?
Not to leave me. I'm nothing without you.
Weren't you the one who wanted to leave me? How have the roles changed?
I'm sorry, Emily. Penelope truly means nothing to me.
She means nothing, and yet you wanted to give her 50% of your wealth?
How'd you know?
Maybe next time, don't leave such documents lying around.
You went through my things? You had no right.
It was in our suitcase, and you still didn't think to remove it, even after she signed the documents.
I don't know what to say, but it doesn't matter. Just please.
Now that you no longer have Penelope and 70% of your wealth is gone, you want me back? I wonder if you'd still feel the same if you knew I'm the one in control of that 70%.
You fooled me.
No, you fooled yourself. It was easy to push you into giving Penelope the contract once Jordan arrived, as I could clearly see how jealous you were that Penelope was giving him all her attention. Even my own brother was in on this. Of course.
You're such a heartless person.
I'm heartless. You wanted to give my entire savings to your ex-fiancée and run away with her, leaving me behind. If this is your poor attempt at gaslighting me, it isn't working.
I'll never let you get away with this. The money, I'm gonna reclaim every penny of it.
I'd like to see you try. I'm about to board the plane, gotta go. However, be sure to clear the bills before you leave the hotel. You can't leave without making the payments. I knew Sean had already given the documents to Penelope, which I couldn't find in the suite anymore. So I had to draw up another document in which the money will be transferred to a joint account me and Jordan set up. I took pictures of the signed documents and kept sending them to her room, with threats of exposing her to her husband. In the meantime, Jordan was working on tricking Penelope into thinking it was a private account, and they would elope after the money was transferred. All we needed to do was convince her to persuasion. I felt bad for George, who Penelope had used as a pawn in her game. He needed to know the truth. And this was the main reason why I sent him the signed copy of the document of the transfer of wealth between Sean and Penelope, so he could read the clauses in it and see how bad Penelope had played him. I was glad everything was behind me, and now, after so many years have passed, it's all like a distant memory, almost as if it didn't happen. But I knew it did. The first thing I did when I got back was to divorce Sean. Penelope had been left broke after George left her, and decided to donate his wealth to charity before his demise. Penelope's reputation had taken a huge blow that it was impossible for her to work in any professional capacity. Although I haven't heard from her ever since, I suspect she must have left the city, or moved to the most remote area, where she can afford a living making money from odd jobs. As for Sean, he was disowned by his family after they heard of what he attempted to do. I decided to remarry. 3 years later, I've been told there's no better foundation for a marriage than friendship. So I decided to get married to Jordan, as even after all of that, he was still by my side.